And I'm now joined here by Fianna Fáil councillors Pat Fitzpatrick and Jenny Catt Slattery here at the Carlow Kilkenny general election count. Pat, uh, 3 Fianna Fáil seats, is it possible?
Well, it's possible. We're not calling it yet, but we're very hopeful, and we're absolutely delighted with the vote management that has happened. And it's really, all to play for. And look, you think of everyone out there, all the candidates and their families. A difficult time for people. So I wouldn't call anything yet. I know we're going to get 2 Fianna Fáil, and then after that, there's certainly a Fine Gael and a Sinn Féin, probably, and then there's a seat to be played for. That's kind of where I see it.
Absolutely. And you reckon John McGuinness will be elected in the next couple of counts?
Oh yeah, and there's no doubt about it. John McGuinness will be elected, possibly not at the next account, but the count after that. I would expect John to reach the quota. Then whether anyone else will reach the quota after that, we could have 4 candidates being elected without reaching the quota.
Yeah.
That may happen as well.
And if it stays the way the makeup of the seats, you could have three of the 5 TDs from Carlow.
You could, and you could have 3 ladies from Carlow and possibly 2 gentlemen from Kilkenny. So that's there's so many permutations that's still out there. There's a lot of votes. There's a lot of to see where the transfers are going, and they seem to be going all over the place. There's no definite pattern yet, I suppose, until we see who the next couple of I suppose Eugene, and then whoever goes after that next. So that'll be. Exactly. That's where it'll be.
And Jenny Catt Slattery, we were talking to you only a couple of weeks back. You were a fairly newly minted councillor at the time. I suppose you were working with your colleague Peter Chapclear. Looking good. You could bring home 3 seats.
Absolutely, yeah, it's looking great. Like Pat said, we don't know yet. Too early to tell. It'll be fantastic. But looking at the country, the way the seats are going around the country we're in, we possibly could take the 3 seats. He put in a fantastic campaign, pushed him big down the south. We're looking for a bit of representation down South Kilkenny, and he's promised us plenty, so we're hoping he'll get there. But again, like Pat said, transfers are everything, and where they go, we don't know yet.
Exactly. And transfers have been it's been unusual in the sense they're going in places that you wouldn't generally think.
There is extremely. Even I tallied yesterday morning here, and I couldn't believe the polling card, the votes, the way they were going. It was all over the shop. So we just don't know.
Absolutely.
Yeah, it's amazing. It's amazing looking at the whole thing. Like for our party, and it's a brilliant performance locally, and that's what was I suppose the goal setting out was, could we have any chance of winning a 3rd seat? We certainly believed, and in fairness to the efforts that have been put in, huge efforts down South Kilkenny, like Jenny said, and again a good strategy that seems to have worked, and we'd be hoping. We don't like counting our chickens. We just want to see it again. So
because the late Bobby Aylward 4 years ago, we thought he was in a fairly strong position, but Malcolm Noonan kind of came with a surge with a load of transfers from left parties. So it's something that you can't count your chickens till you can't.
And I suppose for us, this is the first time in a long time that we didn't have an Aylward and we didn't know how that was going to go. And in fairness to Jenny and to all the councillors down south, put in a tremendous effort. And Peter put in a great effort. So look, it is again, as we all say, there's plenty to play for, and it's important that if we could win the 3 seats, it would be a fantastic performance.
And the backing of Liam Aylward had to be huge.
Absolutely massive, especially down our way. Like I said, he came out and he backed him and he canvassed him for him, which was fantastic. And the people down there, they don't forget, like the Aylwards were there, and it will put something behind them to have the backing of them all.
And I suppose, Paul, the other side of it is, and the other candidates, Jennifer and Carlow had been a tremendous work rate. John's 27 years in Kilkenny, where he's built an absolute base in it. For years and years we couldn't get a TD in Kilkenny City and North Kilkenny after the days of Jim Gibbons. And John has worked so hard, and that's coming home again, and just every single day and night, 24/7, he's always working hard. So work pays off, and that's what's happening.
Speaking of work, Jenny, you're a councillor since June. How you found the workload?
Oh, it's busy. very busy, and then this got thrown into the mix and kind of threw everything away astray. Look, it's fantastic. All my colleagues in the council have been, like Pat, all of them, Andrew, all of them have been fantastic support to me, and I'm still learning every day, getting there, but really enjoying it. Yeah.
And I'll hand you over to my colleague Paidi Manning, so brace yourself.
Nice one. I'm actually caught in the hop because I was going to ask you. I'm scrambling desperately mentally to try to think of a question, but yeah, I'm going to go with Pat first. Patrick, you're a popular old chap around the area now, and I'm sure you're popular with other councillors and whatnot. Have you now Shannon running you?
Look, that's not for today. That's not for today. I suppose. Look, we want to see what the lie of the land is. Look at the results, and then maybe make a decision at some stage. But not for today. Today is about electing TDs for Carlow, Kilkenny, and for the people here that are, I suppose, hanging in there and trying to make their own way and maybe win seats. So we leave it to the TDs for today.
I ask and said in jest, but I do think you would make a great senator. That's my own personal opinion. I'm not a Fianna Fáil man, but that's always.
It's I suppose. Look, I never thought that question had ever been asked. Look,
I'm a devil. Sorry.
I lost my seat in 2009 in Kilkenny City. I was determined to get back, and that's what I done. And I got back. I absolutely love it. I don't come from a political family. I don't come from a dynasty. I'm just an ordinary guy, but I genuinely love it. And any little bit of a difference. And even today, we had our Fáil Christmas party, and it's an important part to be out there. And we had Coon, we had the auction, and we were out there this morning. And so it's all about being on the ground. And that's what we were trying to instill to our councillors. And I have to say, my colleague Jenny, she's fitted in like a glove on Kilkenny County Council. We work together. We all work together. And I say today, even after that short time, maybe today will bring that result as well, which would be fantastic to win the 3 seats.
Malcolm Noonan essentially took out Bobby on transfers, and Bobby had 7,500 first preferences. If memory serves me correctly, Alzheimer's runs in the family, so I could be wrong. But Chap is on a similar vote to Bobby. He held up, Bobby's vote held up. Patricia Stephen is getting some good transfers down there now. She's a good bit off, but she's still in with a fighting chance. Would you be wary at all? I'm going to go Jenny first now because I asked you a question a minute ago, Pat, and I'll leave you time to recover.
But you look at you have to be wary. Yeah. You can't predict, and you can't, like you said, we saw what happened with Bobby, so we just don't know, and I would never count our chickens now before they're, you know, anything can happen down there. You just don't know. And on that, I think Pat would make a great senator too. I think he should go.
He would, wouldn't he?
Absolutely.
He's very humble though. He wouldn't admit it, but
no, he would. He'd be fantastic, and he'll have all our support should he decide to go.
Yeah. And I'm sure there'll be a bit of cross-party support as well. They'd never say it publicly, but there'll be one or two going across-party.
We're not going to say anything about that now.
We'll embarrass them.
No, we won't do that to him. No. We look after him, alright. He'd be fantastic, though. He would be.
Yeah. I agree.
No doubt about it.
Yeah, well, like you said, today is TDs. Yeah. We'll give it up now. Sorry,
I'm delighted to be in the council, and I love the council. Yeah. And look at if something came, yeah. But all I'd ever say, I'd still, if I did move or was lucky enough to get the support, I'd still really want to drive on in the county because I think we have a brilliant team of councillors now, really for the next 4 years. And there is many challenges that are going to come our way, and we have to be responsible, and we have to, the decisions will have to be taken on the council. And also, I think at national level, there's some, a lot of people are talking about the fair wins, but there's some challenging wins coming towards us, and that's why we should, and we definitely need a stable government. But I think that's the people have recognised that in what they've given at the moment, what we're seeing for both major parties. I think they're saying, yes, we want to rethink and maybe recalibrate a little bit, but we want stability, and that's important. We don't need to be going to elections every single day now. So it's really important that whatever government, and to take their time and to put it together, that it stays together and delivers for the country, because you don't know what's going to happen, like elections in Germany, you've got stuff happening in France, you don't know the Trump, what's going to happen there. So we have to be really, really careful and responsible, and that's what we drill into our councillors. We need to be responsible, but we also need to be creative and move forward in a strong collective way.
I was with a Fine Gael man on Friday night, and when the Exmo Hall came out, he gave a whoop and a punch the air and cheered, and I'm sure Fianna Fáil were a bit wary or nervous, but Carlow, Kilkenny, Fianna Fáil were a bit nervous with the 19%, but Carlow, Kilkenny, they far exceeded 19%. I'm sure you're happy with that. I'll go Jenny first again. I'll give you over.
Yeah, of course, we're delighted. Yeah. And well, we kind of felt we would go well. That's why we went with the 3 candidates. We felt we had the backing of the people, and that's what they wanted. And I think it'll come home to roost, hopefully.
I suppose what made up our minds on, let's give you a scoop. After before the local elections, we were really looking at two, genuinely looking at two and saying, Cllrs, after the local election, because even as councillors, and before Jenny came along, and Jenny was a new candidate, absolutely was fantastic to get her and to get some of her quality and where she was located, but to hold 11 seats, we saw ourselves being as low as 7 at one stage when we were discussing it. And, so that was really important. So after that, then we recalibrated and said, yeah, let's have a cut at the 3 seats. And we have to have 3 candidates. And in fairness to South Kilkenny, they deserved a candidate as well. And we were lucky. And look, we could be standing beside Jenny as a candidate. She could have been, she was spoken about as well. Maybe if she had a longer term in local politics. And she knows herself that the question was asked of her.
That actually crossed my mind, and I was going to ask that. Everyone keeps stealing me questions. I'll have no curveballs left for anybody.
Absolutely not. No way. And I'll tell you, after
That old adage, never say never.
so 3 weeks I just put in with Cllrs, I think, put me firmly confirmed for me that I won't be ever doing that. No, look, like Pat said, you have to look after your own area. Now, that's why I got involved with the council. Again, this morning before I come up here, I went to Slattery to the Christmas market. New principal down there, she's fantastic, Helen McTighe. She's doing a great job down there. And that's where I want to be, down at home, near my own people down there and working for them.
I did a PLC course there in 2012. We did a lovely school.
There you go, fantastic school, and she's doing wonders for it. Yeah, and can I just give a mention to the Vocational City School as well? Waiting for our new build, and hopefully it'll be started in the next year. But a great school as well in the city. And over the years, like the council, everyone has been very good helping them out and doing things for them. So we want to push it on now and get our new school.
I'm delighted to say that support that, because that's where I went to school, in the vocational school with Mr. Dignan and all that, but God rest him. But no, I suppose what Jenny was saying, like the workload that has to go in, it's huge, and it's very hard on families, and that's where the real difficulty. We're all very thick-skinned and all that, but families and children, and maybe even going back over, you hear things that maybe might have been said to your own kids and you didn't pick up on it at the time and all that. So look, them are the people that you think of today, and even the candidates that are not successful, it's their families that hurt, and and it's always difficult for that. But look, at the shadow of Bobby looms large here today, and if we are to win the 3 seats, it would be an amazing performance. And you did say about picking up votes. I suppose maybe the Stevenson lady started from a little lower base than and that might be crucial now at the end. But look, it's still all to play for, and it's that's it.
I'm going to pass you back to Paul now. He'll go easy on you.
Well, Pat, Jenny, thanks a million for taking the time to talk to Paidi and myself here on the Irish Political Roundup, and we wish you the very best for the rest of the count, and hope your work on the council continues to be positive for the time ahead.
And thank you for always having a positive experience, and inviting us. Sometimes we get left behind. There's dynasties and all that gets all the news and all the talk, so we're always happy to come. But this woman has made a great contribution already.
Brilliant. Thanks Pat. Thanks Jenny.